If you're just joining us, breaking news, the Prime Minister has tested positive for coronavirus. Mild symptoms, he says, and this is what he had to say.
I've developed mild symptoms of the coronavirus, that's to say a temperature and a persistent cough. And on the advice of the Chief Medical Officer, I've taken a test that has come out positive. So I am working from home, I'm self-isolating, but be in no doubt that I can continue, thanks to the wizardry of modern technology, to communicate with all my top team to lead the national fight back against coronavirus.
That was the Prime Minister there, obviously still well enough to make that recording. Concerns obviously about his partner, Carrie Symonds, who we know is pregnant. A lot of concern with pregnant women. Let's go live now to our doctor, Dr Sarah, who is also pregnant. Good morning, Sarah. What did you make of this when you heard about the Prime Minister?
Well, I think it goes to show that actually no one is sacrificed from this type of illness. Anyone can get it. But the fact that he's been in lots of different areas with lots of people doing many meetings is probably why he was one of the people that did catch it.
We were saying there his partner, Carrie Symonds, like yourself, is pregnant at the moment. How concerned are you about her and yourself?
Well, we know pregnancy puts you in one of the higher risk categories, and that's not because you're more likely to catch it, but you may have a slightly more hampered immune system, and therefore you could be more likely to get some more serious consequences. We believe that that's more likely in the later trimester rather than in the first two. I'm not sure how many weeks pregnant his partner is, but certainly if she's on that latter half, I would suggest they try and self-isolate as much from each other as possible too.
What about the cycle of what happens, Sarah? There you have the Prime Minister who he's saying he's got mild symptoms, and my point is this affects different people in different ways, or he's bluffing and he's much more ill than he's making out. What is the cycle as to how ill you could get?
Well, of course, as we've been saying again and again, for the majority of young, fit, healthy people, it is likely to just be a mild illness. So for his case, the probability is that he's telling the truth and that it is just mild. But of course, it can flip. Some people do then suddenly develop shortness of breath and problems with their respiratory system, and if that's the case, he'll be in the best position to get the right amount of care for it.
If his symptoms remain mild, he'll have to self-isolate for what, 14 days before he could be tested and then possibly come back into contact with people?
If he's living with his partner, who I believe he does, then yes, they're in self-isolation for 14 days.
Here's what I think, right? I think the fact that we're all looking at this and, you know, some people may be of the opinion that thinking, yeah, well, I've been off a week. It's, yeah, everything's okay. They become a bit relaxed. Then we see that no one, Sarah, is immune from all of this. I think the effect, Ruth, is that people will be a bit frightened. They'll be a bit more cautious about what they do and how they mix, Sarah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's sad that it takes someone getting ill to realise that that's what you have to do. But certainly, I do hope people are taking it more seriously and not trivialising it anymore, because this does affect our whole nation. It affects the whole world, not just the elderly, not just those that have underlying health conditions.
Sarah, he's going to have a lot of staff around him. I mean, you know, whether he says he's, you know, we talk about self-isolation and being in a bedroom and having food left outside your door. This man's got red box after red box, documents he's got to sign, decisions that he's got to make, things he has to be briefed on. Do you actually think he would be capable of carrying out his work as Prime Minister to the full extent that he should be able to?
Well, he needs to set an example for everyone else, and it needs to show that actually, if you do have an illness like this, you have to take it seriously. So I do hope that even if he is being delivered various documents and having to sign various things, he is taking the precautions that everyone, and he is advising everyone to take.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him along with everybody else outside Downing Street last night with the Chancellor applauding the NHS, and then here we are today. And our Prime Minister has now been tested positive for the virus.
Yeah, I mean, that's happened around the world, hasn't it? In Iran, you know, a lot of MPs and people in higher up positions are being tested as positive. But that's just because a lot of us are out there with the condition, and many people don't even know that they have it. So the point is that no one's immune to this. Everyone can get it, and that includes the royalty like Prince Charles and the Prime Ministers.
Yeah. Well, as you say, it shows no one's immune from all of this. It helps concentrate all our minds. We hope the Prime Minister gets well soon.